Right, look at all the people who are on Fairly and they've got their burger wagons out there and they're selling, they've got their wallpapering tables out, propped up in the middle because they always sag if you put anything heavy on them, don't they, Doc? And they've got their cans of Coke on there. All these people are making money high on the hog from the Isle of Wight Festival. Hi, who's this?
It's John here.
Hello, John.
You know, this is a bit more of a serious issue and you're making it, really.
Is it?
Because a year ago you were talking about taking this festival off the island because it was getting too big.
No, I didn't say that.
Yes, you were.
Didn't say that, John.
Yeah, you did.
Well, you're twisting it a bit.
It was too big for the island. It was getting too big. He did, and Doc, I think, if you would agree with me.
No, I didn't say that. I said people on the island were not appreciating this, and John Giddings should take it to Portsmouth. That's what I said.
The issue that I see it is getting a big festival. Fantastic. I love it. But on the other hand, John Giddens and the council and everybody else are making money out of this. Let's face it, the site it's on is a public park, okay? The first thing you've got to think about, we've had the festival so far dry, not any rain. I dread to think 3 days on a public site, if we had rain for 3 days, what it would be like.
What do you mean, would it be? Do you go to the event?
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
but if it rained and it was muddy, and that is of course possible, yeah, with all those people moving about.
I mean, how many festivals have you been? And you walk in the mud, and you could be
well, where we go is not actually muddy, but that's not the issue. The issue is that John Giddings and Solo would have to restore that site perfectly within a few weeks of the festival having taken place.
Yeah,
so we as islanders have got nothing to fear. It won't cost us anything. We can only benefit from it.
Yeah, I appreciate all what you're saying, but you just said it right in a minute. How much would that cost? All the money that John Giddens is making, don't you think now the site is getting so big that he, the council, and all other people could get a permanent site somewhere sort of in the middle of the island? You know, because
it's the infrastructure.
We are in the middle of the island.
John, it's the infrastructure. What you need now, it's not like the 60s anymore. You can't
I agree, it's not like the 60s, but the point is, I mean, if somebody like this man even gets half his own way, and let's face it, the festival's going on this year, but if he even gets a half his way, how many more of these people around there are going to jump on the bandwagon?
Well, I reckon there are people on Fairley Road now who think, hang on a minute, we're being disrupted. We want our cut. Our slice of the pie. And of course, when you actually look into how much these things cost, that Isle of Wight Festival will generate millions and millions and millions of pounds. By the time you've paid out for the bands and the police and health and safety and the fencing and the security and all that, it's never the money left that you think it is.
My
argument is, if it was a permanent site and it could generate other events as well.
Well, let's sell in that site.
You'd have to build roads to it.
Do that, would you? The council would the site would be permanent. The council wouldn't interfere because the amenities would be there permanently.
All right, then you name me one site where you could have that with less disruption to people.
Well, there is places out in the countryside you haven't got so many houses.
Yeah, but then it's
up to the council.
John, but then it's infrastructure. You need roads in and out.
It's up to the council to do that, isn't it?
All right, well, let's move on.
Yeah, but it costs... This is what always gets me. It costs millions of pounds to build a road. We're going to build a brand new road to somewhere just to take the festival traffic. It's not a realistic possibility. We've got the best roads lead to Coppins Bridge. That's why Coppins Bridge is always jammed with traffic. You can't suddenly start putting in a brand new road somewhere.
We've got another call. Hi, who's this?
Hi, it's Keith in Shanklin.
Hello, Keith.
Hiya. About 3 years ago, it took me about 15 minutes longer to get from Shanklin to Cowes because of this festival. And to save my inconvenience, I've never done it again because I learnt my lesson, but in case I ever forget and I go during festival time, could you have a whip round and send me to the Bahamas for 3 weeks, please?
Of course we could, yeah.
No problem.
Really, really good.
Give us a ring nearer the time.
Okay.
We've got 170 in the pot. Do you want to put anything in for Richard Wilkins?
No, I'll have it out to go to the Bahamas in case I forget and get caught up in the traffic.
Yeah.
All right. Do you remember that woman who couldn't feed her horses last year?
Yeah. Do you remember? I remember.
What was her name?
Chip
Yeah, the lady
woman.
from Wootton. In the
She
fish
was
and chip shop.
sometimes she was on the deep fat fryer, and sometimes she was out the back doing the books.
Yeah.
I remember it.
Hi, who's this?
Was that you, Alex?
Yeah, hi, who's that?
That was Doc. It was Tony's.
Oh, Tony.
Tony from Sandown.
Hello, Tony. Go ahead.
That address you want is Montague House Hotel.
Oh,
it was the Montague.
House Hotel, 109 Station Avenue, Sandown.
Can you write that down, Doc?
Yeah, I've written it down. 109 Station Avenue.
Right, thank you very much. Let's go to our next call. Hi, who's that?
Hi, it's Captain Shanklin.
Oh, hi, Claire.
Claire.
Oh, you're still talking to me then?
What do you mean? I'll send you email.
You sent him an email and you said that he was having a sort of schoolboy humour about the way he referred to you.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Anyway, Claire, what did you want to say?
Well, Alex goes on about infrastructure, about getting in and out. All these people find the infrastructure to get in, and so they can find the infrastructure to get out, can't they? Because when they come from the mainland to come to the island, the infrastructure's there. They go on the road to the festival. Hey, presto, it's there. And personally, I think all those people in Fairlea Road should be compensated and put in hotels and their homes.
But life's not like that. It wouldn't
You
be
do
worth
that in
doing...
Wembley Stadium or Twickenham or Arsenal or Portsmouth.
No. Look, it's just supposing 10 years ago I was to decide to buy a house in Fairlea Road, not knowing there's anything about, no festivals or anything like that. I'll spend a couple of $100,000, 300,000 on a house, then all of a sudden the council decide, or whoever it is that makes these decisions, decide that the festival's going to be there, and it might be elderly people who come from the mainland to retire or whatever, and all of a sudden, even after the music stops, you got thousands of people going and walking back to the campsite.
Well, the estate agents say that those houses have not plummeted in value. If anything, they've gone up in value. Sell it and move.
Values. I'm not talking about values of houses. What I'm saying is that particular weekend, the disruption for those residents is there through no fault of their own.
But look, if you live in Cowes, you suffer during Cowes Week. You live in Yarmouth, you suffer when the old Gaffers is on.
That. All I'm saying is that they didn't have a choice that festival was going to be...
Claire, when I moved...
Put back in the place where it was original, 1970 or 68, perhaps Godstill.
Claire...
It's true, isn't it?
No, listen, 11 years ago...
So
you just don't listen to anyone. I'm trying to tell you, I'm trying to give you an example.
Go on,
11 years ago, I bought a beautiful townhouse in Lynn Street in Ryde. And then the mods started having their scooter weekend the year after.
Ryde. You know what Ryde was like?
I'm just saying, I was there first, then the mods started hiring Ryde Theatre. And on that, for 2 or 3 nights, August Bank Holiday, they would all hang around outside the theatre until 3 or 4 in the morning, some of them sitting on my wall. I would come in from the nightclubs where I was working. I'd say good evening to them. They would say good evening to me. And I didn't get any sleep for 2 or 3 nights.
Me, Alex, when you moved to Ryde, you know what Ryde's like. It's always been a busy town.
Well, so's Newport, you donut. No, for God's sake, Claire. My point is, Doc, that the mod... I put up with the mods at Ryde Theatre because I knew it was good for the island. I didn't mind. I thought, so what? I'm not going to get a couple of good nights' sleep. I'd get that when they've gone.
Do you think women always do that when they're losing the argument? They talk over you. Have you noticed women often do that?
Hi, who's that?
David Montague.
Ah, Dave Berry.
Yes.
We want to do a deal with you, Dave.
You can have any deal you like.
You geezer.
Or Alec.
No, we're both of us.
That's the Doc. This is Alex. Right, we've got Richard Wilkins and his family.
He's only 46. He's not an old geezer. He's an able-bodied, nice man, we think. 46. He's waiting for a decision from the European Court of Human Rights at Strasbourg because he gets disturbed by the festival. We figured we'd have a whip round. We'd send him to your beautiful hotel for 3 nights.
Especially reduced rate because it's an island person. I'm going to really look after him.
How much is it? We think it's Mr. Wilkins, his wife, and 2 kids. How many
nights?
3 nights, please.
So 3 nights and 2 kids.
We want the, We want the 3-night special. Yeah.
What?
That's with the breakfast.
We're not doing dinner. We don't feed him in the evening, but we will buy him breakfast.
Let's do him an evening meal as well.
We could do an evening meal.
Yeah,
we're doing an evening meal.
Is there a choice of evening meal?
We're doing an all-inclusive price of £30 a night per person and half price for the kids.
So that's
that's not much of a deal, is it? He's not knocking anything off for the adults.
Yeah, hold on, that's including evening meal. That's
all right.
It's nothing.
That's at 200 then, isn't it?
270 for the 3 nights. Yeah.
You say so. Away you go.
Yeah, we got 170. We only need another oneer.
Another one.
And we're there. We'll book him in if he'll take it.
I'll have it.
All right. Thank you very much, Dave.
Thank you very much.
No problem.
Thank you very much, Dave. We'll take a break and then we'll be back. See, Big Al on the Dock in 2007. We say if we can help,
we're here to help.
Yeah. Big Al and the Dock. He's the Dock. I'm Big Al. This is the South's big phone-in, as soon and fast to become, we believe, Europe's big phone-in, thanks to being on channel 219.